My dog just showed up. Yo, dog. What's up? Hey, your tail, man. I'm making a video here, bro. Now your tail's hitting the plant, dude. Stop! Heard a phrase recently that really stuck with me. Throwaway moments. I was listening to a podcast. I won't say by whom. It's what I assume is a fairly new podcaster. And they're a little bit controversial. They're a little bit in your face. And they're a little bit, I think, out there in terms of their concept. But they use this phrase about life is full of throwaway moments. And they were talking about how certain people, and they weren't talking about me, but they were talking about relationship experts that are saying, oh, every single person out there has something to give an offer. And they were kind of criticizing that, saying, no, the person I talked to on the bus stop is irrelevant to my life. The person that might come up to me in line at the grocery store is nobody special. And of course, sitting on an airplane is the biggest waste of time that you could possibly ever imagine, because nobody wants to talk to the person sitting next to them. These are all throwaway moments. That was their words, not mine. And I was thinking about it. I guess it stuck with me so much so that I actually put it into my little journal. Throwaway moments. I started on a new book. I hope will become my next book. And I was thinking about the examples and the stories that I'd like to include, and how easily the things that I'm sort of kind of putting together, I'm kind of organizing this as a puzzle based on this person's thoughts, based on this person's attitude and perspective. Many of these people that actually became the exact teacher I needed in the exact moment that I needed it, could have easily been likened to a throwaway moment. A person on the beach that just happened to strike up a conversation with me. A person that walked up to me at a Starbucks, ended up just asking me about my book. The person I invited onto my podcast because I was very impressed with their TED Talk. And I wanted to reach out and let them know, but that could have easily been, hey man, thanks. That's great. I just wanted to let you know that it was important to me. And, if I didn't have a plan or I didn't have any expectation, that would have been, by their definition, a throwaway moment. And I've got countless examples of this. But each of these people that I'm talking about, each of these individuals who crossed my path at exactly the time that they were supposed to, they were not throwaway moments. They were actually pivotal moments. That if I was so self-absorbed, or I was so just showed blatant disregard for the magic that is available to us on a daily basis by the people that cross our paths, if we'll only look up and engage, those could easily be, in this person's definition, throwaway moments. And so I think although I didn't really agree with their point, I didn't really agree or understand why they spend so much time saying, you guys are all just wasting your time talking to strangers. You guys are all just wasting your time, randomly friending somebody on Facebook or inviting them into your LinkedIn, or you think you're connecting and building your network. There's a certain amount of agreement on my part that, without intention or without some form of goodwill, authenticity, kindness, those moments are wasted. And maybe because you have such a little regard for your life, you can consider those throwaway moments, those interactions, those conversations. But as I looked at it through the lens of how many times my dog just showed up. Yo, dog, what's up? Sorry about that. If I just looked at those situations for what they are, I would have been so disappointed. Hey, man, I'm making a video here, bro. I would have missed. Now your tail's hitting the plant, dude. Stop. All right, just stay right there for 1 sec, buddy. All right. I would have missed some of the most genuine, authentic experiences of my life. Lessons that I learned from masters who brought magic to the opportunity. And I think part of the reason that I was open to it, and part of the reason I was able to experience it, was because I was vastly in need of it. And I wasn't so self-absorbed or feeling so self-important that I couldn't have a conversation with a random stranger, or I couldn't be bothered to talk to somebody who acknowledged me, another human being. Is that introverted and shy individual, these are opportunities like you wouldn't believe. And they allowed me to go down a path of real conversation, real connection, and real knowledge transfer, knowledge and experience transfer. Some of these people have gone on to become some of my best connections in relationships. Others were very fleeting, right? Very, in the grand scheme of things, mere seconds, not really, minutes of conversation that to this day I still think about. I still think about the wisdom, the wit, the comedy, the humor, the seriousness, and just the sheer joy that I was allowed to have. And that level of appreciation and what it brought to me, those were not throwaway moments. Those were hang on to moments. Hang on to with both hands and never let it go. And what I've done throughout this guy's right here, sit right here. I've been able to capture a lot of these in my Ripple Connection journal. I've been able to capture these moments. I've been able to capture these experiences, and I've been able to hold on to that so that when I feel down, uninspired, or frustrated, or angry, or upset, or needing a creative boost, I can open this up and I can go back and I can remember how I felt in that moment because I captured it. Throwaway moments for this person ended up being absolute gold nuggets for this person. So that was what's on my mind. I don't think that there are any throwaway moments that life often, life will give you, right? But I think it really comes down to how you embrace it, how you welcome it, and how you actively look for it with a sense of curiosity and wonder. Until next time, my friends, don't look at it as throwaway moments. Look at those as gifts and magic and opportunity and some amazing chances to ripple. Ripple on.